Hello, it's Dan Webbs here, the head professional at St Anne's Old Links Golf Club, and today I've got a very special comparison. Okay, this is the new GAPR Hi, the number 4. I'm going to put it up against its predecessor, yes, the oh so old TAYLORMADE M4. This is a 22 degree lofted, both the same 22 degrees loft. Yes, this has been around all of 5 or 6 months, and it's now been superseded, or has it, by the new TAYLORMADE GAPR. Now the idea really of a 4 hybrid is to fit in between your shortest wood and your longest iron, and hence TAYLORMADE have decided a rescue club is not what you need anymore. That's what these used to be, a rescue club, a hybrid. They've said, forget that, you need a GAPR. It's a new category. What's the difference between these two clubs? Well, that's what I'm going to have a look at today. First of all, when I set up to them, first thing I can see is the M4 is much bigger and it looks more forgiving, easier to use. The GAPR looks tiny. Yeah, massive difference looking down at the clubs from the top. But the same loft, there's a low centre of gravity in this to get it airborne. This has got quite a deep, long body which will get it airborne. I'm going to hit a couple of shots on the practice ground, but I think we should get into the studio and put the numbers against each other and see what the actual science is between these two clubs. Looks wise, this wins already for me. I like the Batman style look, the stealth look, but this certainly looks more forgiving. Yeah, that's a great looking club, and again I can feel like I could hit that all day. Nice and forgiving. A bare lie here, that ball gets up quite quickly and quite easily. Again, yeah, nice strike. Why would I need this? Let's see if there's a difference. Straight away it looks a lot smaller. I've got to hit this. The middle looks smaller as well, and feels a bit heavier in the head, which I think would be great out of the rough. Different sound. Wow, that has launched beautifully. Different sound straight away. The hollow M4 versus a foam filled GAPR, more solid feel to it. Not sure if it's going to go any further. It certainly looked like a nice flight. I like the look of that blade from the top as well. Even though it doesn't look as forgiving, it certainly looks meaty. One more. Yeah, wow, spin that. I think we need to put these in some tricky lies though and see how they stack up against each other then, because I think that's what this has been designed for. A little bit smaller to get you out of that deep rough. So I didn't have to look too hard to find a naughty lie in the rough here on the 7th hole at St Anne's Old Links. Let's just see how these two clubs handle this. So setting up to this ball with the M4 hybrid, yeah, bigger body. It doesn't look as if I'm going to get down to that ball quite as easy. That little head, that smaller, heavier head really fills me with a bit more confidence I'm going to get up to it. The only thing is it's a smaller club. I've got to really concentrate and put a good swing on this. Let's give it a blast first of all with the M4. So yeah, I'm going to have to dig this a little bit to get it moving forward. It's out. It's out. The trajectory is quite flat. It's going to get somewhere up there near the green certainly, but it did launch quite low. Okay, now similar lie with the GAPR, and I really do feel like this is going to get under the ball better and pop it up a little bit higher. Let's see if it does. Yeah, definitely, that's launched a lot higher. It's got up in the air easier. It's come out a lot faster. Certainly when you set down to the two of them in this cabbage, the GAPR seems to be giving me a feeling I can get under the ball better, get out of it a lot easier. Quite exciting to hit actually out of this stuff. I feel like I can get out of anything. Another deep one again here. Yeah, this is the club. That's come out a lot higher. This is the club to get you out of the desperate lies in the cabbage. Let's go back in the studio and see what the numbers are like. So we know the M4 looks more forgiving. It's a wider body, but it doesn't really sit down as well behind the ball in the deep stuff as the GAPR. Let's just see what they're like for numbers and distance. Are we gaining anything by going to the GAPR? One thing I haven't mentioned is the GAPR's adjustable. You can change the loft and fine tune your ball flight. The M4 isn't. Okay, solid strike. Okay, two nice hits there with the M4. Let's switch over. Both of them being at the same loft, I don't expect to see much difference in the height. However, it does feel like this is popping up a little bit easier. Let's just see what happens. Okay, a little bit toey now straight away. I know this is not as forgiving as the M4. I'm going to give it a couple more shots because that strike with the M4 would have been quite a good shot still. That was shocking. Right, off the toe, lost a bit of distance. So that was a good swing, a good hit. This does seem to focus me a little bit more. If you put a bad swing on, you're getting a bad result. That's the longest, 225. Again, another good strike to finish. I really do feel like I'm putting a lot of effort into hit the middle of this club. Much smaller, less forgiving. Let's just see how the numbers compare, because I'm curious to see what the difference is. Okay, so M4 first of all. M4 is in red, ball speed 131, GAPR in turquoise 134. A little bit higher ball speed. That could be due to the foam inside. Definitely sounds different. Seems to come off a little bit hotter as well. Interesting launch angle. It's a little bit lower with the GAPR Hi, but marginal. Backspin 3.8, 3.9 with the M4. Carry distance 208, running out at 226. And the M4 carries a bit shorter, 199, running out at 216. Interesting just to see on peak height here. Peak height with the M4 33 yards, peak height with the GAPR 35 yards. It did get up a little bit higher, that's for sure. And that's something that I kind of noticed out on the range and certainly out on the golf course there. But the question you've got really is, do I need to change from my M4 to the GAPR, or when I'm purchasing something to fit in between my shortest wood and my longest iron, do I continue save a few pounds because this is a little bit cheaper, the M4, or do I invest in an adjustable GAPR? Well, this is a simple summary for me. If you want forgiveness and you're not bothered about adjustability, stick with the M4. Good looking club, makes life easy. If you don't mind losing a bit of forgiveness and you're quite comfortable with your swing, however you want that adjustability and the possibility of a few more yards, give the GAPR a go. Get fitted, spend some time trying them both out, go and see a PGA Pro or a custom fitter and learn about this for yourself. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed testing them both out. I'm going to continue trying out the GAPR products. I'm probably going to have a little look at the GAPR Mid for myself, but it's certainly interesting to see why TaylorMade have brought out the new category, what they're doing, adjustability, bit more power, maybe easy to use out of a bad lie. And this is just, you know, it's a hybrid, it's a rescue. This is a GAPR. There's a difference. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell to keep updated with new videos. See you soon.